So my name is Mike Dayton. I'm the Senior Vice President of Global Alliances and Partners here at Axway. I'm really happy to introduce our next speakers. They've been an extension of Axway, part of our partner family for many years, and have really delivered the innovation and customer success that we talk about, and have really been a partner in that journey with us. So the next two gentlemen who are going to speak, Narayanan and Kamal, and they actually tell me, please don't try to pronounce our last names because we're just going to laugh at you. Collectively have about over 30 years of experience in API management technology, as well as B2B and EDI. So a lot of you may think of Axway as, well, they're this API company, or a lot of you think of us as we're this B2B company. And I hope that what you've seen here over the past couple of days is that we're all of the above, and there's something special and unique about us when you combine everything we have. So without further delay, I'd like to introduce Narayanan to get us started.
Thanks, Mike. Good morning, everyone. Before I start introducing myself, I want to introduce who doesn't need any introduction, the Vitruvian man. And why? Because it is what our Infosys core philosophy is. To realize the potential of people, process, technology when it comes to applying our minds to make better enterprises. So just a brief, Vitruvian man, when Leonardo da Vinci created, he was putting it in a circle as well as in a square. So it was about creating the perfect human being and also realizing the potential. Now with that in mind, be more, do more is our philosophy, and that's what we will try to relate today as well in the talk. I am Narayan Chatanur, and I am the Director of API and Microservices within Infosys. And that is again, an intersection of a lot of possibilities. So whether what Dan talked about, creating a simple user interface or integrating a lot of security features, or from an enterprise perspective, unlocking the value of legacy tools, or creating some better processes to help employees, direct consumers, or even the partners. Now here, this is a cliche. I know we are all here because we understand that there is a change, there is a paradigm shift happening, and we are in the transition phase, or we are in the crux of the change. Technology is changing so fast that it has become imperative for enterprises for survival. It's not about growing or it's not about growth. It's about survival and sustenance. And for that, we also, when I do workshops at multiple client places, so even I try to focus around that businesses need to take technology at the center. It is not just an IT or an enterprise technology that is an IT desk that is helping the businesses. It has to be part of the businesses itself. So business needs to understand the technology, and that's where the power of API comes into the picture. Now these are some of the stats. So we are talking about APIs, but why APIs? So if you look at the stats here in the slide, it is very clear that the growth of APIs is happening. And even if I take a step back, APIs have been there since the computer systems were there. When mainframe exposes as part of a KICS, if I create a Java interface, that is an API. If I'm creating an HTML page which is interacting with a database or some other system, that is done through an API. And even from our side, as a practice, we have been doing a lot of application-to-application integration. You might have heard about service-oriented architecture, which was a fad some years back. But now that has become crushed into an API world. That is, I have to unlock the potential of my legacy systems. I have to unlock the potential of my data, which is logged in my legacy systems or databases, and also unlock some of the process efficiency as part of that. And all of that needs API, and that is the intersection of API and many other systems. Now, for example, when I look at, so API is a big world, so it cannot be put in one slide, but if I just digest into some specific objectives, B2B is one part. Most of the businesses handle a lot of B2B transactions more than they handle a B2C or a B2B2C transaction. Similarly, if I look at migration from on-premise to a cloud journey, where most of our clients are trying to move towards a cloud-based infrastructure. Legacy I talked about. How do I better integrate legacy? Just to again quote, so it doesn't have to, legacy doesn't have to be as slow as an MLB, and but at the same time, it needs to provide the right benefit for the fast apps. For example, if it is a mobile app or IoT kind of a technology where you need to develop apps at a quicker rate, maybe 4 hours, 1 day, 2 day, you need to have that integration seamless so that it happens within an enterprise. Similarly, you have the fast apps platform. There are other initiatives which all requires API at some point of time. Why API? We heard about yesterday also the customer experience network, which is important for getting the value out of the customer relationship, the experience, etc. It also helps in all these categories. So I have to get a time to market should be faster. I shouldn't be working on projects which are 3 months or 2 months. It should be fast as 1 day, 2 day, 3 day deployments. And the performance should not be a constraint. If I'm integrating new systems, I should not be looking at thinking that if I add one more consumer or one more product, is it going to load my system? It should be, the architecture of API should be that the cube scaling or the scaling is automated and you are able to apply new products or markets as soon as the business wants or as soon as the business needs. Because of API, I'm also de-risking. So if I'm creating a process transformation, I don't have to worry about the underlying system because I have abstracted my technology, my process, my data, my experience on an API layer, which we can even say headless architecture. And that way, any systems that is trying to interact with my legacy system is able to function neatly, and I'm able to abstract that technology, which means that there is low risk and there is no need for disrupting any of your initiatives. Of course, the objective is to reduce the total cost of ownership, and I also have to, and enterprise should be able to encourage innovation as part of that. So whether it is getting into an IoT kind of a project, or if it is about doing a connected car, connected home kind of an initiative, whether it comes to even from an insurance to an healthcare, how do I analyze a Fitbit data for a retailer and then use that as a mechanism for personalized business? There are a lot of examples and a lot of innovation possible by just creating or having an approach of an API first architecture. With that, since it's a big API world, but at the same time, our talk today is about how I can integrate or have an intersection between B2B, EDI, and API. And for that, I will let my colleague, partner in crime, Kamal, to speak about it.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to listen to us. I hope this will be of some use. Narayan spoke about the use of APIs and the use cases of APIs in the digitization journey. What we wanted to do as a part of this talk was take a pause and look at our existing investments in legacy technologies like EDI, B2B, SOA, to see how relevant they still are in the digitization journey. And as a part of that, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we can do to renew and revitalize the investments we have in EDI and where we see an intersection between B2B and EDI in the future. Before I start, a quick introduction about myself. I have over 15 years of experience implementing end-to-end lifecycle projects in EDI, B2B, SOA, enterprise application integration. I've built solutions starting from mainframes to hosted EDI applications to on-premise EDI applications, played different kinds of roles. But essentially, in my current role as Director of B2B Services at Infosys, I am responsible for customer success, global delivery, and business development for over 100 customers globally. And these are active customers that I deal with on an average on a yearly basis. So some of the things that we are bringing to the table here are insights from the conversations we are having with our customers, and we are seeing where they want to invest and what they want to do in the future. I want to take a minute to talk about the strategy we call Renew and New. This is a strategy Infosys adopted a couple of years back to look at how digitization is changing the world, how digitization is changing IT landscapes, both for our customers and for our partners. And then we redefined our strategy. We wanted to invest and innovate into new technologies, new service lines, but at the same point of time, we understand the importance of renewing our existing services. I think that concept, that paradigm is very relevant for the EDI and EDI to API transformation as a part of the digitization journey also. In most of the conversations that I've had with my customers in the last 3 to 4 quarters, I see 4 common drivers in most of the EDI modernization requirements that come to my table. A lot of customers are looking for faster partner onboarding. They want better EDI message visibility. They want to rationalize their solutions to reduce their footprints, and they're looking at lower total cost of ownership for legacy environments. At whatever pace you might be onboarding trading partners today, there is always a scope of improvement. There is always pressure from business that IT has to onboard partners faster. How can we achieve that? EDI message visibility is a traditional problem that all of us have. There are different kinds of users, both technical and non-technical, who need visibility into EDI message flow in the IT landscape. How can we address issues and create visibility for different kinds of users? Solution rationalization is a very important thing. I've seen 2 main strategies that organizations have taken. Either consolidation, where they try to put in requirements for multiple trading partners into a set of generic maps, thereby have a low weight solution. And duplication is another approach that a lot of people have taken, where they take existing solutions, existing maps. Whenever there's a new trading partner, a new EDI requirement, they duplicate those maps and solutions to create new ones. That way, the solution just increases. Now, I want to take an EDI modernization story for one of our customers, the largest CPG company in the world, and what we did. A few years back, this customer of ours was going through a modernization journey. They were doing a business transformation. Their EDI landscape looked like this: 1,000+ trading partners across 2 major geographies where they did business, North America and Western Europe. They had over 1,000+ EDI maps. They had a combination of both the strategies I talked about earlier, consolidation and duplication. These operations impacted over 14 countries, which brought more than 70% of their revenues to their company. And they had multiple vans, and they were doing value-added services like mapping on almost a lot of those vans. So as a part of the modernization journey, we came up with 3 solution themes that were very important for a successful implementation: faster partner onboarding, solution rationalization, and EDI visibility. This is the theme that you're going to see across the next few slides before I finish my conversation here. So, in their existing landscape, in their existing setup, this customer of ours took about 3 to 4 months to onboard a new trading partner. And a change to an existing EDI map or an EDI transaction with an existing trading partner took about 4 to 6 weeks. We went back, looked at how we can really change the way they onboard trading partners and make changes. We developed a solution called SmartMap. Talk about that solution on the next slide. But end of the day, the value we were able to deliver was we reduced the lead time to onboard a new trading partner to less than 4 weeks, 2 weeks in most cases. Obviously, if there are partner delays because of which communication is delayed, yes, there was a delay. Any changes to existing trading partners, we were able to implement them in less than 5 days, and in a lot of cases, we could do it within a few hours. That was huge productivity improvement and cost savings for this customer. Solution rationalization, 1,000+ maps. When they wanted to embark on this initiative of EDI modernization, they were not ready to get onto that journey. The reason is very simple: 1,000 maps. How am I going to change them? What is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? We did not want them to have that problem if they hit a technology roadblock 10 years down the line and they wanted to upgrade again. We wanted to reduce the solution. So what did we do? We went with a generic map design plus Infosys SmartMap solution, by which we were able to reduce the solution footprint to less than 200 maps. That resulted in faster migration. The program, which was supposed to take 2-3 years, we were able to finish it in 18 months for the first go live. It simplified maintenance, and it created a smaller solution footprint, which is very easy to maintain today. EDI message visibility is a problem, as I said, for a lot of us. There are multiple points of failure, multiple touch points in any EDI flow, starting from the time a transaction is initiated at the trading partner till it reaches an enterprise application on an ERP or vice versa. Visibility of message flow across all these touch points and knowing if a message is stuck somewhere, if it failed somewhere, is very important for day-to-day operations. Lack of that single view of message flow was critical. So we designed a comprehensive message tracking solution for them so that they have clear visibility into all the messages that are flowing in their environment. That would simplify their operations. It would result in faster issue resolution, and we were also able to automate message monitoring. To a certain extent, we automated L1 monitoring, right? So I want to talk about a couple of levers that we were able to pull off in that implementation: SmartMap and message visibility. So what is Infosys SmartMap solution? It is a configurable solution which has an easy-to-use front end where if you have any customer-specific EDI requirements, you can go into the front end, enter rules, and those rules will be synced up, will be run through an engine, and will make modifications to a EDI message flow, either inbound or outbound. Essentially, what it does is, because it is rules-driven, there is no code change. 95% of the EDI changes that are requested on existing trading partners can be implemented without a code change using that, and that we were able to prove for that customer. Now, the 95% might vary. For some partners, it might become 80%, for some partners, it might become 99%, but there is a huge amount of reduction in code changes that we can do by using this principle. End of the day, the reason why we had to implement this solution was two. One, we wanted to implement changes faster. Second, we also wanted to reduce the amount of overhead we had or the customer had in implementing code changes, promoting code to production environments, going through change management process. This took away a lot of valuable time. Because it is configuration, and because you can easily back out any configuration changes through the tool that we developed, we were able to avoid that red tape and implement EDI changes much faster. I think I've had multiple conversations with multiple customers about this solution. We have started implementing it in a number of places. I see a lot more adoption and a lot more appetite for people to take this kinds of solutions. The next topic I want to talk about is EDI message visibility. How many people have a problem with end-to-end tracking in your environments today? Quite a few, I see. So, when we look at message visibility, I would like to define it as 3 levels of message visibility. Message tracking, which is technical level visibility, process visibility, which is functional level message tracking, and business analytics and insights. These 3 degrees of visibility cater to different types of users in the enterprise, right? Message tracking is more relevant for technical users who are either production support analysts or technical leads who want to know the health of the environment, health of the solution, and health of messages flowing through that environment. Process visibility probably is more relevant for functional users who want to know the end-to-end flow of a business process and how messages are flowing between them and their trading partners. Business analytics is more for business users so that they get visibility into the volumes of transactions that they're processing and a number of other things that can be developed. And it is more in line with Axway's Decision Insight product. So let's talk a little bit about each one of them, right? So message tracking, as I said as I talked about in the previous slide a few minutes back, it is about identifying what are the different hops a message has, different points of failure a message has, and tracing that message across the technology landscape. This is something that I believe a lot of customers have accomplished in some shape or form through customized applications. You might have developed your own tracking mechanisms, right? But when there are multiple products involved in the landscape, each product has good visibility at a message level, but integrating multiple products in the landscape and showing one view, I have not seen many products being successful in that. So people have developed their own custom solutions. Process visibility is something that is only customized wherever I have seen. I have not seen solutions by any products which develop that. So if you take a simple order to cash cycle, from the time a purchase order is received from a trading partner till the time we receive a payment back after shipping and invoicing are done is one end-to-end flow. And there is value for business users in seeing how they are able to deliver each and every order that comes into the system. Finally, business analytics. I've seen requirements where customers have a trading partner from whom they are supposed to receive, let's say, 50 orders in a day. At midday, they have to hit 40% of the volume. And if they don't hit that volume, then it's a problem. And they need visibility into that. They need to be notified if that targets are not being hit. So with all these requirements out there for message visibility, we don't think there is one product that can come with out-of-box solution which can cater to all these requirements for different industries, different industry process. These have to be custom developed. I'm proud to say that with Axway, we are developing industry-specific solutions, and we are going to roll out a few solutions in the next few quarters. Having talked about all of that, I want to spend a minute to see where EDI and API can intersect, right? So look at the investments and the multi-trillion dollars of business that runs with EDI today in the world. There is no easy replacement for EDI. It would be naive to think that EDI is going away, anything else would come and replace EDI. We have seen that story a lot of times. But with APIs, I think there is a way where APIs and EDI can coexist. At a technical level, Axway also, for example, as a product, exposes a number of APIs where you can do automated configuration changes, automated partner onboarding using those APIs. I think we're going to see more and more solutions that SIs like us and customers themselves are going to implement using these APIs. The second area where I think APIs and EDIs can coexist is any kind of legacy EDI integration is relevant for more standardized transactions like orders, invoices, ASNs, a bunch of them. But there are a number of other things like order statuses, claim statuses, ASN status, where is my shipment, product and pricing information, which does not have to be batch modern, which does not have to be EDI. And there is more demand for consuming that information using digital channels. I think that's where APIs are going to play a major role in revolutionizing how B2B, EDI, and API come together to provide better holistic solutions for enterprises. With that, I'm going to hand over to Narayan for closure.
Thanks. Yeah, so just to close this, what we have done is that it's not just the bare bone metal or the bare bone software. We have created a solution just like Kamal explained. And this is a framework of that solution. So you have the Axway products, which is the technology part of it. And then we have the industry solution for each vertical and the horizontal. So again, to go back to the Vitruvian man, it's about intersection of the vertical as well as the horizontal pieces. And the solution, the technology part of the solution is around microservices. So for example, if I have a better visibility, can I have an elastic capability, elastic search, Logstash, Kibana on top of my basic API management and B2B EDI product to get that visibility out? Can I have a NoSQL like a Cassandra to do some configuration management or pick some messages out or do a cache storing? Can I work with a serverless platform so that the users or the developers can easily go and code some of the customizations that are needed without going with a 3-month project cycle or a 2-month project cycle? So how can I do something fast? And that is what we are trying to offer this as a platform. And it's not a platform per se to scare away that it's something big bang. It is about how I can plug out some of these solutions which are relevant for our customers and relevant for that particular industry and for that particular problem. So with that, thank you from Infosys.